Friday, January 23rd edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. These are current temperatures across the region during the 5 a.m. hour as rain is advancing on in. And in some spots, it will be some wintry precip, mainly up in the mountains. Matt, get into that here as the video unfolds. Right now, it's 37 degrees in Greensboro, 43 in Charlotte and Greenville, Spartanburg, 39 degrees in Raleigh, 33 in Boone. Now, these are our dew point temperatures. They're dry in most of North Carolina. 23, the current dew point there in Charlotte, 22 in Boone, 25, the current dew point there in Greensboro. And so across the Piedmont zones, as we see this precipitation advancing on in, initially, as evaporation takes place, it is completely possible that there'll be a few sleet pellets or snowflakes. But once the atmosphere reaches saturation, the atmospheric column across the Piedmont zones will be above freezing, so it's going to be a very chilly, soaking rain. High pressure over the Virginias, giving us some northeasterly winds right now, just for the time being, reinforcing the cooled and the dry air. But that's going to very quickly head out to sea, and there's really nothing to lock in any sub-freezing air across the Piedmont. Now, let me show you the detailed radar, and then I'll show you some of the detailed modeling. Right now, most of North Carolina dry. Now, you get down into the upstate of South Carolina, westernmost North Carolina, that shield of precipitation advancing in, and the dry air kind of chewing up the leading edge of that in some instances. But again, especially as this advances into North Carolina later this morning, do not be surprised at all if you see a sleet pellet or a snowflake. That'll just be a very, very brief deal in the Piedmont zones, though. Heavy rain down across southern Alabama and Florida, the Panhandle region. Interestingly enough, the last couple, at least the last run of the RPM model, has cut down on the rain totals across North Carolina somewhat. And I think that's probably why. That big complex of storms along the Gulf Coast, the RPM may be sniffing out that could be robbing some moist inflow from the Gulf of Mexico. But a lot of other models still quite aggressive with rain totals. I'll show you all that here as we go through the next minute or so. All right, so here's the deal. That precipitation advancing into the region with time today. Now, it's going to be a chilly day as this rain arrives. In fact, some spots will see some falling temperatures once the rain settles in a little bit later on. So there you go. You see 41 in Charlotte. Obviously, it's warmer than that now. The temperatures will cool as that rain arrives. Now, this is what Futurecast, or the RPM modeling, is indicating for rain total. Still a very significant rain event, but not as high as what some of the other modeling is indicating. The European still up over 1 inch for most of the area. The latest GFS model right around an inch or so, too. The bottom line is this is indeed a soaking rain event. Now, in terms of wintry precip, I'll show you the high-resolution modeling in just a second. There's what the NAM computer model shows. Some wintry precip as the shield of precipitation moves through today, and then on the back side of the system, some northwest flow snow up there in the high country. And here is what the RPM modeling is showing for ice potential. Ice accumulation's a possibility in some mountain spots. You can see some spotty accumulations of ice up there in the higher mountain elevations, especially where the cold air stays locked in the longest. And so a mixed bag of wintry precip in the mountain zones. And for that reason, you do have a winter weather advisory in effect for the higher elevations of the mountains, actually all the mountains, and some of the higher foothill elevations in a couple of instances too. Allegheny County included in the winter weather advisory. Now, tomorrow, some lingering showers in the morning, and then maybe very late in the day, some clearing tries to take place. Still going to be a pretty cool day tomorrow. Your highs in the 40s in the I-40 corridor, around 50 in Charlotte. And then Sunday, not a bad-looking day, but here comes that Clipper system diving in here. And as we get into Sunday night, a few showers are going to be a possibility, a little shot of some mountain snow as well. All right, so here's the high-resolution modeling, and this is the GFS model. This is the 0Z run. And you can see that mixed bag of precipitation in the mountains, and even western Surrey County, parts of Wilkes County could see some of that mixed precipitation at times. But here we are. This is valid early this evening. You see many spots kicking over to some rain before this little deformation band tries to pivot in here. Now, this is overnight tonight, and then you get out to tomorrow morning, and there comes that final band of precip. And across the Piedmont zone Saturday morning, even into early Saturday afternoon, as that band pivots through, a few snowflakes could mix in with this as some colder air aloft rushes into the backside of that system. But And that would not be a big deal. There's the GFS snow accumulation map, and again, what you see here is the front end snow being picked up on right as the precipitation moves in there in the northwest Piedmont zones and the northern foothills. Let me see. All right, let me shift gears here. We'll take a look at the high resolution NAM model, 4-kilometer NAM. This the 6Z run. So there you go. This is valid this afternoon, and then into late this evening. Still, some of the colder mountain spots holding on to wintry precip, but mainly rain across the region. All right, now let's see. We go out to the next system here. This is valid right now. Let me get the right chart here. There we go. This is valid Sunday night. So that's as that next little clipper dives in, some mountain snow. Mainly some rain showers there in the Piedmont. This is around daybreak Monday. And again, there could be a few snowflakes involved with this as it moves through the Piedmont, but it doesn't look like anything terribly significant at all. This is Monday evening. And again, really at any point in time, and the European kind of agrees with this too, any point in time, Monday night, even into parts of Tuesday, there could be a couple of snow showers drifting through, but it just doesn't look like anything terribly significant. This is Tuesday evening on the GFS. And again, you're just looking at enough instability aloft that you could kick off a few brief rain or snow showers Monday or Tuesday. All right, let's go out to the longer range now. All right, this is the European model, and there's a lot of indications continuing to show up of a winter weather threat the first day or two of February. This is valid the evening of February 1st on the European, a little low pressure popping along the coast. This was the 0Z run today. The previous run from yesterday, the 12Z run, really cranked a winter storm. And the GFS has been going nuts with this as well. This was the 12Z run yesterday. And you'll just look at the overall setup here. This is valid February 1st. And you're looking at a setup here. We got a big ridge in the western U.S., some ridging up near Greenland, cold air in the eastern part of the country. And here comes that piece of Southern Branch Energy moving through. Again, that was the 12Z run yesterday, valid at Sunday morning the 1st. And this is Friday evening, the day, I should say Saturday evening there, the day before, on the recent run of the GFS. And it's a very similar setup. So again, look at that. You're overlaying these two panels from the 0Z run today and the 12Z run yesterday. There's the 0Z run today, 12Z run yesterday right there. And it is extremely similar. All right, so on the latest run, the 0Z run today of the GFS, this was the result. This was Sunday, early afternoon, the 1st of February. And then that's Sunday evening. So that's, that's a pretty good winter storm across North Carolina showing up. Now, that's, obviously way down the road, and a lot is probably going to change. But there's a lot of indications there that February 1st, February 2nd, that's a time period to watch for a potential winter weather event across the region. All right, that's it for today's edition of the video. Everybody have a wonderful day and weekend, and God bless.